everybody. So a lot of us are home with our children and are not used to being, and so I thought I would give you guys just a couple of resources that maybe you could pull from to make this time a little bit more meaningful with your families. One of those being just table talk. I know a lot of families aren't used to gathering around the table for dinner, but you may find yourself at home with your family a little bit more. And so what do you talk about to kind of get conversations going? At our house, it may be 8 o'clock before we actually get to have dinner all together, the family, but early on we tried to make that a priority with us. So no matter the activities and games that were going on, we tried to end together around the table. And when we gathered, we would play high-low. Like, what was your high today? What was your low? And we would go around and everyone would get to share kind of their high for the day, the low for the day. If you're at home with your children right now all the time, you probably know each other's highs and lows and may not want to revisit those. So something else that you could do is just getting some little strips of paper and writing some questions on them. You can put them in a bowl like this, and the children at the dinner table can go around, everybody grab one out, and then answer it. And so things you could write are, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Or if you chose another piece of paper, if you could go anywhere on vacation, where would you choose to go? Just little questions like that to get your children talking about the things that interest them, and also you answer so that the kids can hear your stories and your heart on things that you enjoy. Something else might be just cooking. If you are at the house, you're probably going to need some meals, and so inviting them along to cook. Snickerdoodles, those are Mac's favorite, so we'll probably get him involved in helping make cookies. But if you give everybody a day, if you have older children, let them plan the menu. What are you going to eat tonight? What are you going to have for supper? And let them have a hand in that. Might be one tool. Devotions. When you are together, it may not be a norm for you to kind of share Jesus with your family or open up the Bible. I know a lot of times that can be nerve-wracking and you don't really know where to start. So take the pressure off. It doesn't have to be some big elaborate sermon that you're giving your children. Just a 5-minute something where you're introducing the word to them, or you're bringing up Jesus, or trying to help them to establish that relationship that's going to serve them for the rest of their life. We a lot of times put that onto the church for teaching our children, but it actually starts at home with you guys. So if you're nervous about where to start, I know they have lots of devotional books. This is one that we had for the kids, for the boys especially. It's Indescribable, Louis Giglio. It goes through, it's got science things. So it talks about scriptures that line up. This one happens to be about resting. And it talks about bees, but how God designed us from the beginning. You work like little busy bees, but then He also provided a time for rest. And so a little devotional, something like that would be something you might use. Tools, if you don't really know where to go, childrensministrydeals.com. And I'll say that again, childrensministrydeals, DEALS.com. If you go to their website and click over on their menu, they have a whole host of free resources, and I think it's even labeled free stuff. So if you go there, you can click on the free stuff, and it will give you lots of lessons, devotionals, activity pages. I know there's even a scavenger hunt for the book of Matthew. So basically, if you were to download that one, again, it's free. You'll put it in a cart and it'll show $0, and they'll email it to you, and then you can print it off or do whatever you would like to. But this one in particular is in the book of Matthew, and it will give kind of a fill in the blank. It will give you part of a verse, and then it will give you like Matthew chapter 5, but it won't give you where the verse is. And so then it's up to the children to then turn to Matthew chapter 5 and read through to where they can find that verse to know what will fill in the blank. But little things like that, that's a great place that you can go for some free things. Sunday school lessons, it may be titled, but you're not teaching Sunday school, but a lot of the resources there you can use and pull from. again, you don't have to have anything if you have just your Bible. This is really everything that you need. We do Bible drills at home. So I'll have the kids, everybody's got their Bible, and you can do it by books. Turn to the book of Revelation and see who can get there first. Or you can do it by Psalms 23. So everyone turns to Psalms, and the first one to get to chapter 23, they'll read 2 verses out of it. It doesn't have to be anything mega. Make it fun, because you may be home a few days with the kids. Something else just to be sensitive of is our children are not blind or deaf, most of them, and they're learning by listening to you. I know on Sunday morning when we had the children together for Kid City at church, there was one little girl who came up and she said, "My family is going on lockdown, so this will be the last time you get to see me." And she said, "I can't visit my Nana because if I see her, then she'll die." So again, there's a lot of concern and fear that comes along with the things that are happening, but putting it into communicable words for the kids, of things that are going on, is great. Just that if you can talk them through kind of the scary things that are happening in our world, that can do a lot of good. I'm praying for you guys. As I think of things, I'll try to post them so that you guys can pull from them. A lot of you moms who are home with preschoolers, even if you go to YouTube, you can type in preschool, kids preschool songs, or preschool church songs, or Bible action songs, and it'll give you some music that the children can watch the videos to and learn the motions with. If you have some older children, I know in Kid City on Wednesday nights, it has become a fun thing for them to play Jeopardy. And if you go to Jeopardy Labs, LABS.com, they've got a Bible Jeopardy, and they've got different versions of it, and you can set it up for teams. So you can separate your kids. They have a youth version, they've got a kids version, but after supper in the evenings, everybody gather around and play Jeopardy together, Bible Jeopardy, and see how well you do. But I'm praying blessings over you guys. I know this isn't an easy time, but it's a wonderful time to get to plug back in and connect with your children. And so I pray that will be a blessing in your families. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.